Hi.
Hi. So good to meet you, Kate.
It's great to meet you. Dr. Margot Vahrenwald, welcome to our little makeshift central line studio here. But when I say makeshift, it's actually much classier than my central line studio in my house. So it's kind of nice. You know, we have a little studio here at Connexity, and it's really great of you to stop by. I'm very excited to meet you and chat.
Well, good. I'm thrilled to be here. This is just a fun experience.
Yeah.
You had asked earlier where I was from. I'm actually grew up all over, but currently live in Denver and own a small animal practice in the northeast part of Denver in a neighborhood called Park Hill.
Yeah, I don't know Denver very well yet. I just moved there.
Oh.
But it's very exciting to be getting to know it, and maybe I'll get to stop in and see your hospital. I actually checked to see if you could be my vet, and you're a little too far. I live in Thornton. It's just not quite.
Yeah,
but
no.
But I did check.
Wonderful drive.
No, but I do realize, like, I really miss dogs. I'm not in practice right now, and I really miss just like rolling around the floor with other people's dogs. You know, that sounds crazy, but I really miss it. So I'm having a little bit of withdrawal. So I'm going to have to come visit you.
You can come anytime. I get that way. We don't have any cats right now. We do have dogs, but
yeah,
I sometimes get really excited to see some of my favorite feline patients coming in because I get to snuggle.
You know, people don't realize that how much as vets, we and vet techs and, you know, anybody who gets to touch animals at vet clinics, I think we just kind of crave that. Even if we have animals at home, we just get used to having that constant sort of physical touch with animals. And now that I have my own 2 pets and I don't really get to see anybody else's, it makes me sad. I really do miss it. So good clients, if you're listening, we do miss your pets.
Yeah. They have, all of them are so individual and have such wonderful personalities, even the ones that want to kill us.
Yeah, exactly. And I have one of those. I have a Chihuahua who's usually snoring on this podcast. He's not invited to Nashville, but he is definitely very good at being a Chihuahua. So
I'm glad to be with another veterinarian.
Yeah,
who has a small dog. We have a little Chihuahua Terrier and a little Schnoodle. And neither will let me brush their teeth. So the struggle is real.
Yeah, it's the nails that get me. Like there are many drugs involved for the nails, but I thought you were going to say that you were glad that I was too far away for you to be my vet.
Oh, no.
Because he's a little bit tricky.
I like to try and win them over, even when they don't want me to touch them ever.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a cat dog. You know, they tend to be. So anyway, well, so part of the reason that you're here is because you are about to start your tenure as AAHA president.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. Congratulations.
It's really exciting, and I'm really honored to do it, and I'm excited to do it. I'm nervous to do it as well. But it really is, AAHA has been part of the fabric of my veterinary career since I transitioned. I literally walked up the street to a practice in the Washington, D.C. area called Friendship Hospital for Animals, who's a long tenured AAHA accredited practice, and went in and said, I'm interested in learning more about veterinary medicine. I'm thinking I might want to go to vet school, but I want to be in this environment. Handed the practice administrator at the time my resume, and she said, when can you start? And I said, what will I be doing? She said, are you okay with being a receptionist? I'm like, fine. Started the next day. And
wow.
Worked there for not quite a year.
It's like everyone's dream right now. Everyone listening is like, where is this person going to walk into my clinic and be like, I want to start as a receptionist tomorrow?
Yeah, they're probably few and far between, at least right now.
Yeah.
But that was a great experience, and the owner at the time, Dr. Peter Glassman, was a great mentor, enough that I did go take all the science classes that you don't take when you're a journalism major at the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. And then the other privilege that I had is that Friendship had a private practice internship. And so I went back as an intern and then stayed as a staff doctor for a few years before moving back west.
Yeah, it's really funny because I'm from the DC area too, and I know Friendship. I never worked there, but it did occur to me at some points to apply there, but I just ended up going to different geographic areas and never ended up there. But I can definitely relate to walking in and being like, hi, I'd like a job, because I did that as well a couple of times. And I think it's pretty neat that you have a background that wasn't originally in vet med. So you were a communications.
Yeah, I was. My undergraduate degree is in journalism, and my master's degree is in communications. And seemingly they would have nothing to do it. But when I was a child, people would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a writer, or I want to be a veterinarian.
Same. Except for a brief astronaut period, but that got quickly
I
discouraged.
think everybody has that.
Yeah.
And so I really honestly use every single skill that I learned in my former career in my current career.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference because it helps me communicate with clients, helps me in this position because I can talk, but it also is really amazing to try and work and teach my team about words, the power that our words have. And that's, a little bit of just why I'm excited to be, able to serve AAHA as the president this coming year, because this is such a marvelous association. It has given me so much. Back in the old days of, when there were student AAHA chapters, and then in, the free membership when I first graduated, which we still do, to now being in a position where I've opened a practice. I've built it intentionally to be accredited. And I like that process that they challenge us to continually improve. They're giving us the tools to continually improve. And then I still have somebody come and peek under the hood and make sure that we're going in the right direction, giving me, hey, I was just at this practice and they're doing this and it's so awesome. It would work really well with your team, and trying an experiment with that information. Lots of life hacks there too.
Yeah, that's funny because Dr. Adam Hetchko was just talking to me a little while ago, who is our outgoing president, and he used the word experiment too. He was talking about that's how he sort of introduces change to his team. The idea of change is the idea that everybody's sort of trying things to get better together. And if they don't work out, we can examine why. And if they do, we can examine why and use that for the next experiment.
Yeah.
And I love that idea. Like, why does change have to be so scary and so permanent?
Yeah, I think maybe it's partly the personalities who are attracted to our industry. And I'm generalizing here, not pointing anybody out specifically. But we want to be perfect, and we get really tight.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You're not type A.
Never.
But we want to be so perfect. And it, for me, coming out of school as someone who had worked in a different arena and already had, when you work in PR and you're doing campaigns, because I was in small PR agencies, you take ideas and you float them. And sometimes the client likes them. And then you invest in it, and then it fails, and then the client is looking at you, asking why they made that decision. How did you, twist their decision into doing that? But you take away a learning process. This didn't work because X, Y, Z. And I think that's very true inside our practices. We have to take as much care of them and our teams as much as we're taking care of clients and patients. But we've got to help our teams understand it's okay to experiment. It's okay if the experiment doesn't work. That's still a success in that we got new information, and then we go on.
Yeah, absolutely. The theme for Connexity this year is create a better world. And I love that theme because I feel like the energy here feels like all of the people here want to do that anyway. They don't need a conference to tell them to go out and create a better world, but we all need a little bit of help with the how sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, and everybody else has a vision that's different of what that better world looks like. So what does a better world in veterinary medicine look like to you?
I think a better world in veterinary medicine, to me, is one where people are happy to be in the profession, to be in the industry. It is, I love my job. I love my practice. Good days, bad days. Yes, occasionally there's really bad days where you don't want to go in the building. But 99% of the time, I'm always happy to go. I don't mind the challenges. You deal with the hard things and are resilient. And that's what I want people to see and not feel like we're doing it. And that's, again, some of that is our cultures within our practice walls. But the other part is trying to teach our clients what we do and have value. The people delivering it have value. What we deliver has a huge value. And to appreciate that rather than be, well, I blame everything for the past couple of years on COVID. So the post-COVID crazies.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's all COVID's fault.
Yeah.
But it's...
Or at least COVID made it worse.
But if we're that's one part of creating a better world, is creating a better work environment. And I will be honest and say, when I first opened my practice, you think you know everything, and then you get slapped in the face. You make assumptions that weren't valid. But I'm creating a better place in my community. Hopefully, I'm also making a commitment, and that's part of being on AAHA, to very much try and continue to have the association serve its members, and not just the veterinarian members, but the entire veterinary team, so that we can everybody can be proud if they work in the industry.
That made me so happy, what you just said, because I really feel like one of the ways that I have seen AAHA change just from the time when I was a member, last year, to a year later almost, working here, and just hearing the conversations that are happening inside AAHA and hearing what the board talked about at their meeting. There's so much more emphasis on the team as a whole, and not just veterinarians or managers. And I love that so much, because one thing I can say, you said you started a practice, you feel like you know everything, and then you quickly get taught otherwise. And it's the same thing as an associate vet. You go in and you're like, okay, I'm going to be this way, and I'm going to act this way, and I'm never going to lose my patience with this or treat these people this way. And, I quickly got slapped in the face too, and got called into the principal's office a few times, and didn't realize that a lot of the impatience and everything that I was feeling with the team was actually because of anxiety that I had about my job and about what was going to come walking through the door. And I think I didn't receive a lot of the support that I needed in my early career in a way that I could receive it, that would allow me to then develop those relationships with the team early on. But later on, I started to realize exactly how much that amazing vet experience for a client or for the rest of the team depends on that dynamic.
Yeah. It's a journey.
That mutual respect.
Yeah, it's mutual respect, and it's a journey. I always, with my clients, I always say, particularly if I'm meeting somebody for the first time, I don't know them very well, I'm here to be an advocate for your pet, but part of that is also to be in partnership with you, to help you know what your options are, and then be able to help educate you and get you to what's reasonable and feasible for you to do, but we still get the answers that we might need to help take care of your pet. And I really love what we're doing. And we've been working on it for a long time. Garth has an amazing brain, and is really guiding some really great things, from little tiny kernels of ideas to now things that we are rolling out or will be rolling out over the next year or the coming year after that.
This is Garth Jordan, our jeans-wearing CEO.
Yes. But they are all things that are part of evolving the association to better serve its members, so that we are better able to go out and serve our communities through our practices, through whatever we do in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's really, really inspiring. And I'm glad to have had a small role in contributing to that in our discussions and watching what we're doing. There's some amazing creative people that are part of the AAHA staff, and others that we bring in partnership that are just have so much care about everybody in this industry, particularly with all of the things that we've looked at in terms of culture and mental health and wellness and all of that, to try and balance that. We have to balance all that mental health and well-being and things that create our culture, but we still have a job to do, which is to take care of people and their pets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Vet Med, I'm Jessica Sewell, and I'm a credentialed technician. We have a big problem. We're losing our people. Talented, knowledgeable, trained, passionate people. And we're not just losing them from our practices, from our hospitals. We're losing them completely. They're going to different professions. But why are they leaving? And I have my thoughts and my ideas, and I'm sure you guys do too. So let's talk about it. Let's all collaborate, talk, and work together to get these issues out and on the table. I love this profession more than anything in this world, and I love the people in it. And in my opinion, there's not a more exceptional group of people on the planet. I know you guys love it too. And I know there are people we've lost that still love it. And maybe they'd be willing to come back. But we need change, y'all. I get it. Change does not happen fast. But the longer we resist it, and the longer we continue doing things a certain way just because this is the way we've always done it, the more people we're going to lose. And it's not a secret that we already have a critical shortage. But what if we all work together to make change? All of us. Veterinarians, veterinary technicians, veterinary assistants, CSRs, practice managers, everyone. What if we all dedicated the same effort to helping our people and helping each other as we dedicate to taking care of our patients and their humans every single day? The Veterinary Visionary Storytelling event starts on February 14th. Talk about what made you fall in love with veterinary medicine. What made you fall out of love with it? Why are you still in this profession? What's keeping you from leaving? Are you even thinking about leaving? Let's talk about it, VetMed. You can learn more at veterinaryvisionaries.org.
I feel like I used to have, as an outsider or an AAHA member, I was and was not for my career, had chunks of AAHA membership and then chunks where I wasn't. And I felt like AAHA had a job which was to tell you how to practice really good medicine, standards to help you accredit your hospital and guidelines to give you latest recommendations from a task force. And that was it. And you didn't hear a lot from AAHA about culture and well-being and keeping people happy so that they could do their job sustainably using this good medicine. And that conversation is so exciting to me because it takes just as much of that as it does knowing what the latest drug is to treat high blood pressure. You need that wellness and sustainability to practice excellent medicine just as much. And I love how forward-thinking the board is and our leadership is right now. And I really, that's what I want people to know about AAHA, is that people like you and Garth are really leading the way and pushing forward in that arena, as well as the clinical medicine that AAHA has been known for so long.
Yeah. Well, it's all interconnected. You can't deliver great medicine if your team's not functioning properly.
Exactly. If you're bleeding people.
Yeah. And obviously with all of the things that are facing us as challenges in the industry, staffing is a huge one.
Yeah.
Well, an accredited practice that is always continually improving is going to draw great people to work there. I love my team, the team members that I've met from many members and friends, my fellow board members. They're fantastic people.
Yeah.
So we just need to celebrate that. And it just gives us, I think all of us on this current board and even anybody who keeps coming in and joining us, is we want everybody to love our industry. Mm-hmm. And part of that love of our industry right now is taking care of it. And in terms of that, we're caretaking AAHA, which has a long history. I mean, I was looking up, just so I would know the facts, was, these original gentlemen who did it were doing it at a time when the most focused on animals as the transportation or the way of work, farming or other things where animals were used for transport or grains. And suddenly there were these gentlemen who were sort of saying, people's attitudes about cats and dogs are changing from they just get the slop to bringing them into their homes. We need better care for those small animals. And from that, they also wanted to make sure that veterinarians, it was very patriarchal at that point, we're focusing on how best to create a business model that would deliver that care to small animals. And it's continued to evolve. And I think the things that are coming, the new pain management guidelines, the canine vaccination guidelines, everything that's coming out or just released this year, and everything that is coming in 2023 and 2024 is going to be amazing. And it's not just going to be a document of guidelines. Mm-hmm. There's all of this focus on how do we take these guidelines and standards and make them what we do every day.
Exactly. Yeah. How do we interpret them for our practices and our people and our clients? Because everybody's a little bit different, and one set of standards and recommendations isn't going to fit all in every formula. And I totally love that too about the content we're making now. And I love that you love it because
I
without the board support, you know,
Yeah.
like you guys are the ones boots on the ground, you know, and really seeing it out there at work too.
Well, when I put, I'm a practicing doctor. I'm a
Yeah.
practice owner. I need to train my staff. I need to, things like that. But I don't necessarily, it's a personal interest, so I do create some stuff from the ground up. But it's nice to have a reference and a resource where I can say, hey, I can use this. I can literally, take a toolkit, open it, and there's, there's a team meeting about it. There's message points for it. There's tailored things that are tailored towards the front desk. There's things that are tailored to our what we call our outpatient team, and there's things that are obviously very tailored to the inpatient team, and they all meld together. And also usually within that too is the business part of it too, is how do we use this to make our practice profitable, because that means we can do all the things that we want to do for our teams.
Yep. Yeah, making money is not a bad thing.
No, we have to, and that's where the value is. And then there are other things that are just, I hope everybody really will enjoy the benchmarking application that's coming out. Every member will have access to that, and then you can add tiers to it. But just to be able to look at what you're doing in your practice compared to other practices is not meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to maybe make you strive that, hey, we can do better here.
Yeah. Yep. And that group sort of collective mindset of like, this is where the profession is going and I want to go there too, versus I'm doing better than they are at this thing. That's come up a few times actually in these conversations that we're having here at Connexity. And I love that too, that idea of a collective moving forward. If we're doing better over here, how can we encourage the profession to do better overall? And I see AAHA playing a huge role in that too. Not everybody's going to be accredited. That's just the way it is. But the more hospitals are AAHA accredited or who have access to the AAHA standards and can say, we are interested in getting better and staying better and growing as a hospital, that brings the whole profession up.
Yeah. And you need tools to do that. And
Yes.
so we're doing that. And I don't know, there's so much that there's certain things I can't say, but there's really good stuff happening, and all of it is member focused. And I think that's having worked in a different profession in DC with other associations, that focus on our membership is so important. And I don't think AAHA ever lost sight of it, but I think there's a renewed energy about it, and every group has to refresh and do stuff, and we're really doing some neat stuff. Absolutely.
Dr. Margot Vahrenwald, thank you so much for stopping by. Very excited to see the gavel get past you. And congratulations on your just about to start presidency.
Thank you.
Very excited to see what kinds of things happen in the next year with you at the helm.
Well, I look forward to future conversations with you.
Me too.
About the industry that we love.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thanks.